What's up, everybody? It is our Thursday lunch bites with Coach Don and Coach Ladondra with LaDondraHervey.com. Y'all, we are excited to be talking about connection, creating connection through thought leadership. And this is going to be a topic that is going to challenge you in a good way because we hear that word thought leadership thrown around in several different ways. And so I will share with you from our stand in this conversation about thought leadership. Your thought leadership is that the message that you are making a stance on or you're taking a stance for. It's your unique position in the marketplace on the things that you speak about, that you train about, that you create transformation around. So, really, at its core, it's the thing that you create transformation around. So many people are talking thought leadership. But really, in reality, thought leadership is built as we go through the different levels of our journey as business owners, the different levels as we discover our own unique work, our own unique assignment, and our own unique place in the marketplace. And it's when we really figure that out, then that's when we start to uniquely connect with our divine clients that we were meant to serve. And so it first began with us figuring out what is our position, what's our stance in the marketplace, and what's that message that's going to cause transformation in the people's lives. Whether you're selling a product or a service, there's some type of message that creates transformation in the hearts of your people. Okay, so we have some tips around that we want to share. We have 3 tips around that on how you're able to create connection through thought leadership. So let's get to it. Coach Don, was there anything I missed before we get into the 3 tips? I don't hear you and I don't know. Yep, you're on mute.
I forgot I muted myself. No, I just wanted to say for everyone who's in North Texas, we are grateful for the rain that's coming down right now, and our internet may be a little unstable. So we're just going to preface everything with that. So,
Yes, thank you for saying that. So it may or may not be you, it could be us, but bear with us and stick with us because we have some yummy things in store for you. So the first tip that we have, and you know what, before I go into this, y'all, there's something that came up for me this morning is I just wanted to, and I'm gonna go on a little rant before I really get into this. When you're coming on to these live lunch bites, our heart and intention is to give you information that's going to become transformational. What does that mean? It's you hearing what we have and what we've prepared for you, because you guys, we spend time preparing these things. We it's like preparing a good meal for you, and chunking that meal down into a bite-sized piece to where you're able to get a quick win. And so what does that mean, and where's your part in that? So your part in that is we've prepared a meal for you. Don't just be a hearer of the word, but do something with it, because it's not until you do something with things that you will see a return on the time that you spent with us today. Because I don't believe that you should be just listening to things and you're not things that you're not going to get a return on. So be sure to take notes in the areas that you need to take notes in, and then choose an action that you're going to take to up level your business. We are women operating kingdom enterprises, and as such, we want to make sure that we're taking actions that's in alignment with heaven and in alignment with our God-given calling. And so, what's the one decision that you can make, or the one shift that you can make today that's going to move your business further, faster, and more effectively? So as we're talking about creating connection through thought leadership, I want you to think about, what is your thought leadership? What do you feel is your unique message? What are you taking a stance on. What is the thing that you create transformation around, that you and your company create transformation around? If you're not clear about that, how our business is set up, and we're going to talk about this. So one of the first tips is to understand and identify your unique serving proposition or your unique selling proposition. You've heard it as selling. I love it as serving. What is my unique serving proposition? My unique serving proposition for our company is that we're not about just pushing information on you. What we are a stand about is for you to encounter God in a real and authentic way so you can regain the confidence to step into your God-given calling and go from purpose to profit and beyond into legacy impact. We're about you having those God encounters. And so I pull that out because, in a world where there's so many things happening and people are like, literally while I was on my walk today, I'm like, one of the things that really sets us apart is that we're not putting the thing on us like, oh, look how great we are and look how amazing our proprietary system is. We're about helping our clients to have God encounters that's going to create transformation from the inside out. It's not until you transform from the inside out that you can break through into another level. Listen, I've trained with celebrity coaches. It's many that big name coaches, multi-million dollar coaches. And it wasn't until I really stopped to be transformed from the inside that I was able to produce real results on the outside and step into my thought leadership in a way that connected with my ideal audience, that was going to pull them towards me instead of push them away from me. Many of us have not identified what is our thought leadership and what's the thing that's going to set us apart in the marketplace in a way that's going to pull people towards us instead of pulling people against us in what we're trying to do. And so, what does that look like for you? Many times we're hiding and we're playing small in this area, and we're like, well, I may not be received because what are they going to think about me if whatever? You create that story. You've created that story. What are they going to think about me if? The one thing that I want you to do as we're going along this is I want you to identify what's the story. What are going to think about me if, fill in the blank, if I come out and say my thought leadership is around this, or if I come out and I say that I create transformation in this area, what are they going to think about me? Well, the Bible tells us that the fear of man it becomes a snag for us. Do we want to be snagged and entangled by what men and other women think about us? Or should our concern as women operating kingdom enterprises, our concern should be about what God thinks about us and what God thinks about how we're standing in our divine authority and how we're positioning ourselves to take dominion. He said for us to be fruitful, to multiply, replenish, subdue, and take dominion. Many of us have not taken dominion in the area of our calling, in the area where we know that we've been called to create transformation, to express that area of thought leadership where we create that unique transformation. What is your unique serving proposition, and how do you uniquely serve your audience? What does that look like, Coach Don?
You, you know what? I'm loving the women that are jumping on here and interacting. Hey, good afternoon, Moni, Renee, and Misha. Good to see you ladies here. And I hope you're listening to what Coach LaDondra is putting out for you, because it's so important to, like she said, not just be a hearer of the word, but a doer of the word. And you guys grab your journals, take notes, because this stuff is super important for each one of you to know what your unique thought leadership is about and how to present that in the marketplace. So I love, LaDondra, where you're going with all of this and encountering God, right, in a real and authentic way, because that's what he's called us to do. And when we do start to hide and play small and worry about what people are thinking about us, that's when we're out of alignment. We are completely out of alignment with his assignment for what he wants us to do here on earth. He has created us and designed us for a specific reason, for a specific purpose. And if you are just steady, just trying to run from that or hide from that and not tap into your unique thought leadership, then he's wondering where you're at. Right? He's going, where are you, sis? I've been waiting for you to step into your, your glory zone, right? Your grace zone, and come and do the things that I've prepared for you to do. And he's just waiting for you to get there. So being clear in your message, being clear in who you serve, it's super important. But tapping into that God encounter so that you know that it's coming from him and it's not just within you, but it's something he put in you, something that you're listening to him telling you. This is who you serve. This is how you serve. Super, super important to be still, have those intentional mornings with God and really listen to what he has planned for you and how you are to serve. I love how she put it. We're a unique serving position, how you are to serve those people in your unique way.
Yes, Coach Don, that's so good. And the one thing that I wanted to go back to that I thought that I didn't finish when I was saying on my walk this morning is I was just thinking about how a lot of people they turn to different things, and if that's your thing, that's your thing. But I'm as a woman operating Kingdom Enterprise, my first inclination is to go to God and have God encounters, like because I literally know that I can go directly to the throne. But we have people who are doing all these things like I gotta use chakras to get to God. I got or to get to the center of myself, or I gotta use, I've seen people talk about witch stuff and they put cards and they do tarot and they do all these things. And really what they're seeking at the core is just to have a God encounter. I
Yes.
remember watching the movie Esther. And as I watched the movie Esther, there was a song at the end, and it says the beginning of the song says, "One night with the king changes everything." One
Ooh,
night with the king, I got chills too,
ooh.
changes everything.
Mm,
Sis, one encounter with God, it changes everything. If you're in a place and a time and a season to where you feel like I'm
mm,
stuck, I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm literally the strongest one, the biggest one in my circle, and I just need some help. I need somebody to understand what I'm going through, how I'm going through what I'm going through. I don't want to bear the weight of everybody anymore. I don't want to be the one that's all these things. But sis, the thing that you may need to do as a leader is to step back and have that God encounter that's going to put you back into your unique serving proposition, your unique serving platform and position in the way that you were called to serve and you were called to create transformation. See, so many times we want to idolize and go to other people for the answer when he is the answer. And so we got to get into a relationship that with God and get still enough to know that he is God. And when we know that he is God, we know that he is the one who gives us the wisdom that we need to produce wealth. Y'all, what did I just do? I just stood on some thought leadership, the thought leadership that we stand on in our company, in our organization under the LaDondra Hervey brand. Have you got clear enough to the point to where you're able to stand in your thought leadership and say, hey, this is who we are, and this is what we do, and this is how we do what we do. And you say it in a way that's going to pull your clients to you. Because how many of you have been felt that way? How many of you have felt stuck or feel like you're that leader or feel everything that I said? See, your clients need to feel the things that you're saying. When they can feel it, that's when you know you're right on point with your unique serving proposition or your unique serving platform that you need to be standing on or standing in. And so I'm really going deep on this because I need you to really understand that, that's what that looks like. And so what does that look like for you? Really take some time and go back and journal and say, okay, so what does this look like for me? Yes, there's thousands of coaches out there, but not none like our brand. There's thousands of wellness people out there, but none like your brand. There's thousands of t-shirt creators, but none like your brand. Are you sharing your story? Are you sharing the stories of your clients? Are you being real with you and genuine with your personality? Because see, part of your personality, it helps you to stand out in the marketplace under your unique serving proposition, because it's going to pull people towards you and say, hey, you know what? The way she thinks, it gives me energy. And I want to just come into a connection and agreement with her. And if I can get under her teaching, or if I can get under her anointing, or if I could get under her platform, then transformation can happen for me too. That's what you want your clients to start thinking. That's what you want your clients to start feeling. Because see, people don't just buy based on facts, they buy based on emotions, the emotion that they feel about your unique stance in the marketplace. When they understand your unique stance in the marketplace, then they can understand how you serve. Okay, so the second thing is that you got USP. The second thing is your mission. Okay, so what is your mission? We called out to you what our mission is. Well, actually, I did. I said our unique serving proposition. Our mission. I'll let Coach Dawn say our mission. What's our mission, Coach Dawn?
Our mission is to help women operating kingdom enterprises conquer worldly conformity, break generational cycles, and build six-figure businesses God's way.
Yes, yes, yes. And when we think about this in our thought leadership, one thing that I want to pull forward is I want first and foremost for you to identify what your mission is. Your mission needs to be something super clear that is easily identifiable to you first, and then to your clients. And then when it's something easy and that is for you, that you're able to identify, and then your clients are able to connect to, then it becomes the thing that is it's going to drive your company forward. It's going to anchor your company in the way that you make decisions, and who you align yourself with, and who you partner with your thought leadership, who you decide not to partner with in your thought leadership, who
Right.
you align yourself with as far as the right customers, because that's so clear that it tells me, and Coach Dawn and Amber, who's a fit for us and who's not a fit for us, who we should be aligning with and who we should not be aligning with, how we should be spending our time and how we should not be spending our time. Literally, Coach Dawn did something that I just love, that's so amazing. And you want to make sure that you're doing this with your team. Like, everybody on your team needs to be lined up with the mission. Because we were doing a training with our Woke Next Level clients, and Coach Dawn, she talked about our mission. And when she talked about our mission, then she said, I look at this every day, and I'm like thinking, what actions can I take that's in alignment with our mission? When she's doing that, yes, on a no card. And so if you don't have it memorized, memorize it. But then even if you do have it memorized, put it on a note card, and to just remind you, hey, this is our thought leadership. This is what we're standing in. And so what actions can I do to drive our company forward in alignment with this? Because see, many of us are not living out our missions because we're disconnected from it. And we put it on our business plan to say that we did it and it felt good in the moment. But what actions are we taking that's in alignment with our mission, to really allow people to see who we are as a brand, to see who we are as a company, and how we help other people. Sis, how do you help other people? What is your mission? What are you standing on? Coach Dawn, what do you have to say on that?
I do have something to say, and I want to make this very, very clear, because I know that we work with women who are in that 1 to 5 years of business. And when you're in that beginning stages, it's hard to say no, right? And that's where, you get trapped. You get trapped in that hustle for the dollar, because, you're like, well, I have to take this client. They're offering me money, right? And so the part that you said was so important about who do you need to say no to, because you need to be very clear about who it is that you serve, so that when the people come to you that are like, well, I mean, I could serve them, but they don't fit this, mold. That's not your right people. And you have to be strong enough and bold enough to stand firm and say, no, this is not my audience. This does not fit my mission. This is not who I'm supposed to serve. And then you have to be willing to say, you know what? I'm sorry, you're not my target audience, right? You and then that's another great segue into, knowing like who else is in your sphere of influence that you can collaborate with to maybe refer them over to the right person. That's what collaboration is all about, because you are surrounding yourself by other thought leaders. They have their own platform. Now you've taken someone who is not a fit for you, but you can then refer them out to someone else. Like, you know what? This is not a fit for me, but here's somebody that I think can help you. That's gold. First of all, to be able to stand on that solid foundation and say, no, you're not a right fit for me, in a nice way, of course, then be able to refer. That's what it's all about. And that's how you serve from those God encounters, because you know who your ultimate provider is God. And he is the one that's going to give you the yes, and he's going to give you the no. It's up to us to be listening.
Coach Don, that's some good stuff. That's some really good stuff. As we're talking about this, I want to say that your thought leadership is a transference of energy that you create around your brand as well. And so you have to be energetically aligned with the right people who, one, aligns with your mission, but then two, where they have something that you don't have. So they have a unique serving position that you don't have. So that means y'all are both filling a gap in the marketplace that the other one don't. And so when you can really identify that, this keeps you out of the spirit of comparison, and it keeps you out of the spirit of competition. And then now you go into a spirit of collaboration and completion. So now you're not spinning your wheels trying to see, how do I compete with this person? Now you're like thinking the other direction, which is more productive, and saying, okay, how can we collaborate at another level for us to move our missions forward in a way to where we're filling a gap in the marketplace, using our gifts to contribute into whatever problems that people are having, which brings us to the third point. When you're really trying to figure out what your thought leadership is and standing in that, you really need to know, what is your message? What is your message? Because your message, what is your message? What is your message? Your message needs to be centered around the problems that you solve. So people need to really understand. They know what you do different. What's the gap that you feel in the marketplace, which is your USP. They know your mission, which is your stance. But what is your message, and how do you solve other people's problem? And what's your stance on that? Because see, you may say, "Hey, I help people lose weight," but then what's your stance on that? How do you How do you uniquely think about helping people lose weight? What's your unique methodology, or your unique system, or your unique product, or whatever it is? And you need to put that into a message that's easily identifiable to your ideal clients, where they can easily be like, oh, okay, I get what she do, and I literally need that. Like, she is the answer to the thing that I've been praying for years, so many times. And I've been here. We want to get too fancy with our message, and it sounds too woohoo, and it sounds too far out connected, and it's like, sounds fancy, but I really still don't know what she do. And so we got to get to the place to where we're clear about what it is that we do, and we're clear about how we help people solve that particular problem that they are struggling about. And our message doesn't need to be around us, but it needs to be centered around the problems that your ideal client is facing, and that they know that they're facing. That's another thing. Because see, a lot of times we're doing things that we think that they're facing. We need to go and get some real raw data about what they actually are going through. We do that in our Woke Next Level program, like they do their beta groups, to where they and research groups where they actually get raw, real data. So when they do put things out, they're speaking and their message is aligned directly with their ideal client's problem and the things that they're facing. So then at that point, their ideal client is like, they start to feel like when she write or when she speak or when she put her products out, that like you literally are talking to them. They feel like, oh, I feel seen, heard, and validated. I'm not the only one who goes through this, and she has the answer to it. She's my way through to the other side of Paradise Island. She can take me from pain to Paradise Island. That's when you know your message is clear enough to hit, when it hits your ideal audience in a way that they feel seen, heard, and validated. And then
Yeah.
it moves them into an action to want to do business with you at another level.
Yes. And you know what? The thing that is coming up for me when you're talking about that, LaDondra, is, when you're starting out in business, it's so you get stuck in your head, right? You get your message stuck in your head. You think they know, what they want or what they need, and then you go into that creative mode, right? And you start creating all these things, all these products, all these, services. It really, really, really is 100% in your best interest, as far as getting clear on your message, is going and working with the people that you are wanting to serve. And that totally came to light with one of our Woke Next Level clients. We got a message from her inboxer, and she's like, oh my gosh, she's had just once she got clear on her message, she didn't even have to change anything. I mean, it's coming, but she didn't have to change anything on her website. She didn't have, she made a few minor tweaks in her messaging, got very clear about what it is, who she serves, why she serves them, and how she serves them. And then they just started coming to her in droves. So now she's got real world experience with real clients. Now she knows not only what they need and want, but what she's willing to do, right? In her, okay, that was not fun for me. That drained my energy. I need to pivot that part of my packaging, that part of my messaging, so I can be clear about what it is I do want and how I serve the best, right? Because you, as a client, you want to be served at the highest level, right? You're not going to know, as the provider, how to do that unless you get that real world experience. So, sis, if you're still struggling figuring out that clear messaging, figuring out how to get those real world client experiences, that's what we help our people with in the Woke Next Level program. We bring you guys in, we give you a comprehensive business analysis, a 90-day marketing plan. You know exactly what to do, exactly what to say. We get very, very clear on your messaging, on your mission, on your purpose. We get so clear on all of that. Yes, ma'am, Coach LaDondra. Am I going too fast?
Oh no, I was wiping my face. Sorry.
That's okay. I'm like, I saw your hands going. So I just want to let you know, because when it's so, I mean, I've been there. It's like, well, I think they want this, and I'll create all this stuff, and then I'll put it out and it falls flat, because my messaging wasn't clear, or, the mission wasn't clear, or who I was targeting wasn't clear. And once you get clear on that, it is like night and day. The doors just start flying open, and your right target audience comes rushing in. And that's what we want to do for you, so that you can have those amazing results without so much stress, right? It's like the stress and the overwhelm of, am I doing it right? Am I hitting the market? Or what's going, why is this not working? That's a big thing, right? Why is this not working? I don't even know what I'm doing wrong. It's having that outside perspective from coaches who have gone before you to be able to see, like, okay, this is not hitting. Change this, pivot that. Here's your target audience. I really feel like that, not just I feel like, but y'all, Coach LaDondra goes in her quiet time with the Lord. She goes before the Lord for our clients, right? She has some very intentional time with him on behalf of our clients. and gets those God encounters for the clients. How impressive is that, right? When she can come in and say, you know what, this is what I heard in my spirit when I was encountering God on your behalf. It's just an amazing program, this Woke Next Level program, but it really is at a servant level, serving you ladies, women operating Kingdom Enterprises, helping you get clear so that you can step forward and be that person that God called you to be. We're so passionate about helping you get there. No more struggle, no more strife, no more, whatever, spinning your wheels. Like, that's not where we are. We are action takers. We are result driven. And that's why we're here, is to serve you and help you get to that next level and be that thought leader in your circle who people are looking to and wanting to partner with and wanting to work with. Coach LaDondra, I've got to take a sip of my hot tea. But you take over.
How about that for a lunch bite, y'all? I hope that this has been amazing for you and that you have taken notes in the areas that you need to. I'm going to do a quick recap. Are you clear on your USP, your unique serving position? Do you know what that looks like? And do you know what your mission is? And do you know what your message is? These are all three ingredients to help you to create connection in your thought leadership, for partnerships, for collaborations, and for all the things. Um, I know that we just mentioned something with the Woke Next Level program. The last thing I'm going to say is that I want to personally invite you all to Arlington, Texas for our inaugural Woke Leaders Conference. WOKE stands for Women Operating Kingdom Enterprises. You guys, I am so passionate about this because as generational change agents and pioneers, those of you who have been called to break generational cycles and to do business God's way and to do something greater and to go further and to go faster than you ever have, but you need to heal. There's been some things that have been barriers for you and your growth, and there's been some things that's been barriers for you, and you're wondering why you're hitting against a wall and wondering why you can't enter into that next level. I want to invite you to our Woke Leaders Conference where you will heal up, you will fill up, and you will build up. And I promise you, you will leave out of the room transformed, not from the inside out. So you'll be ready to bring to reality the things that you've been praying for. And you will do it in a sisterhood that is non-judgmental, a sisterhood that is going to lift you up, a sisterhood that's going to provoke you and into your next level. So if you know that it's you, or you know someone, or maybe, and what I believe is that you should do it in partnership. You should never eat alone. You go with your sister friends, and y'all all grow together. Grow with together. We have our early bird going on where you get a special discount until the end of this month, and there's only a limited amount of tickets that's available for that. So if you know that you come and join us, go to ladondrahervey.com/conference. This, you think that you're getting something now? Oh, sis, you ain't seen nothing yet. We're about to go deep and we're about to be transformed in the name of Jesus. All right. Well, we will talk to you later. We got to get to our Woke Next Level clients, but we love you and we look forward to seeing you next Thursday for our next lunch bite. And if you know somebody who needs to hear these messages, invite them to the group. We doing business God's way if they're not already here. All right, guys. Bye.